Welcome to Sell Online using eBay. And I appreciate everybody taking the time to come to our presentation today. And we had a good turnout, so this is good stuff. First of all, I'd like to thank WorthPoint. They provide the service for the webinars so that I can do presentations like this. And I do a lot of different webinars with WorthPoint. And now you'll receive an invite to any future webinars. And I'll go into more about that later. Again, my name is Danna Crawford. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've been an eBay seller since 1997, and I was in the eBay Hall of Fame. They gave me this Hall of Fame award in 2008 because I was so active in the community and very involved with teaching eBay workshops. I'm also a consignment seller. I do consignment selling. People ship items to me from all over the world. And I do a lot of public speaking. If you'd like a presentation in your community, please reach out to me or introduce me to someone that has a meeting space that we could have a workshop in your area. We would love to do that. And I became the strategic director at WorthPoint 4 years ago. I organize all of their treasure hunts around the country. In fact, we just had our first treasure hunt of the year in Atlanta. It was awesome. We had a really good time and got some great treasures. And the next one is in Mount Dora, Florida. If anybody's from Florida, shoot me out an email and I will make sure that you get an invite. And then after that, we're off to Lawrenceburg, Indiana for the Tri-State antique show there. Also, I'm really excited because I don't know if any of you have heard of Flip It or Skip It, but we had, it's a new podcast that was just launched. So we're pretty excited about that. All right, and I'll talk more about that in the end. Then of course, powersellingmom.com is my website. So enough about me, let's talk about you and why you're here today to learn a lot about eBay. Okay. All right, so we're going to get started. We're going to talk about selling on eBay. And of course, I do not go into detail about how to set up an eBay account. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to go to ebay.com and just sign in, register. You're going to register for the first time. And if you already have an account, you're just going to sign in. And it's pretty simple to create an account. You just fill out the information, and you can even create an account with Google or with your Facebook or with Apple. So you can continue on. Now you'll notice that there's the option for a personal account or a business account. Now you should create a business account if you are indeed a business, or you are a nonprofit, or you plan on selling a large amount of goods. Then you may as well set up the business account versus the personal account right out of the starting gate. Now, many times people will say, I don't want to sell on eBay because I don't have anything to sell. So I usually tell people, please, if you don't have anything to sell, let me come by your house because I promise you I can find stuff to sell. Everybody's got stuff. So you're going to check around the house, check the closets, check the cupboards, check the silverware drawer, and the walls. You got some knickknacks all around your house. So there's always stuff. And then people come to me, and especially as a consignment seller, they'll say, hey, Danna, I've got this stuff that's worth millions. I know it's worth millions because I saw it on the Antique Roadshow, or I read it in a collector's book, or I saw it on Storage Wars, or an appraiser told me that it was worth millions. An appraiser told me this jewelry is worth millions, or I found it on Google. So it must be true. So if it's worth millions, we must put it on eBay and make millions, right? Well, I'll tell you right now, eBay is not a get-rich-quick type of platform. It has lots of opportunity, but if you, you know, had some jewelry appraised, for example, it could show that it is appraised at an insurance value, which is different. So we're going to go into the breakdown of researching items, because it's very important that you research before you list. So I generally tell people to start with a box, go around your house and say, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't need this coffee mug, I don't need this. And then you're going to go start the research process at your desktop. So you'll see that the top bar on eBay, there's a search bar on every page where you can type something in. And then you're going to look at current listings, items that are on there right now. And then off to the left, if you scroll down a little bit, when you are looking up an item, you'll see that box that says show only. And you can actually click off, check off sold items, completed items. And then you're going to be able to take a look at the exact, what the items have been selling for in the last month or so. And now you're going to get a better idea on the current market value on what they've been selling for. Now, I have the domain name called researchisking.com, and that's actually my referral code for WorthPoint. So if you want to go search on WorthPoint or to get their free trial, then just type in researchisking.com, and then I'll take you right there, and then I will get credit for that. So I appreciate upfront. All right, so when you go to eBay, you're going to see the search bar, as I mentioned at the top, and you can't miss it. Also, if you're brand new, I suggest you go shopping. Go search for some chapstick. Go buy some socks. Go buy a couple things on eBay just to see what it's like, how the process works for people shipping items to you, and take it out for a spin. So when you're searching, you're going to pull that first item out of the box, and you're going to type here to look at current items. And when you type something in, so for today's example, I'm going to use trucker hat. So we're just going to type in the word, 2 words, trucker hat. And most men's closets have some trucker hats, so maybe you can find some. Type in trucker hat and then click on search off to the right. And now it'll start searching eBay for any title that has trucker hat in the title. And then when you scroll down a little bit off to the left, you'll see what I was talking about where it says sold completed items. So you're going to go ahead and click on sold. And then it'll reorganize everything for you. So you'll notice there were 37,499 trucker hats and that have sold on eBay in the last month or so. And it's a lot to look at. We're not going to sit there and go through 30,000, plus trucker hats. So you want to sort. So you'll notice at the top right, it'll show you a sort bar. And when you click on that, it'll bring up a drop down and you can see the choices: ended recently, newly listed, price plus shipping, lowest first. So it'll show you the cheapest trucker hats or the highest price or the ones that are closest to your house, to your zip code. So I always like to start off by clicking shipping highest first. Show me the money. Let's see the most expensive trucker hats at the top. So now it'll reorganize those 40,000 listings and it'll bring the highest selling ones at the top. So notice the first thing is that we see is trucker hats that are being sold in box lots did really well. So someone actually came in and made offers. You can see they were asking $1,200 or $1,250 for each listing, and there's a line through it, so that means that somebody made an offer on that and it was sold. Unfortunately, we can't see the exact price that it sold for, but The good news is that if you have a bunch of trucker hats like this person did, if you have more than 100, you could put them in groups of 100 just like they did and sell them all in one box lot, or you may have some valuable ones. And this is why it's really important to look up items one at a time, because you never know. Like the one that sold for $1,200, it sold on auction, had 27 bids. Vintage 70s and 80s, Unical, 76, 3-stripe, mesh, snapback, trucker cat hat. So if you have one of those, let me know, I'll give you 10 bucks, right? All right, so moving right along, we can also take a look at WorthPoint, type in researchisking.com, and you can go to the WorthPoint site. And here, WorthPoint, the advantage at WorthPoint is they go back as far back as 15 years. So we can actually study the trend on trucker hats. And when you search on WorthPoint, you want to adjust your search to textiles and clothing category. And you can also adjust it to title only. And then that way, it'll narrow down your search even more. And then you can learn about which ones, see ones that have sold last year and what kind of prices they've been getting. I have noticed that a lot of John Deere trucker caps have been selling really well individually and in groups. I've noticed that as I was researching to prepare for this presentation. So research equals success. You want to identify the item. What kind of an item is it? Take a look at the current market value. And how do you do that? By reviewing price trends. And what kind of words did they use in the title? We noticed snapback. They added cap and hat. So those are keywords that you want to include in your title. And was it an auction or a buy it now? That one that was an auction, they did pretty darn good. You can even take it a step further and you can click on the price and it'll show you what they started their auction at. So then you can say, well, I have this same hat. This worked well for them. I'm going to take it out for a spin and I'm going to try it, because you want to follow success. Did they have free shipping or not? If you notice that trucker hats are selling for more money when they have free shipping, then you want to follow that trend as well. So here we are. We're going to list an item. So eBay has come a long way since I started 24 plus years ago. It used to be a long process to list an item, and it's not like that anymore. They've simplified the system where when you're doing your research, so for example, if you have one of these Starbucks mugs, and I wish I had a truckload of them actually. So these Starbucks mugs sell pretty well. And if you have one, no matter what you're searching for, and you discover that, hey, that's just like mine, all you have to do is click on sell one like this. You click on sell one like this. And then when you do that, it'll first ask you to sign in, of course. So you're going to have to sign into your account on eBay. And then eBay has a couple of listing forms. So the first one it'll probably show you is the simple one. And it looks like this. And you're going to go through, you're going to add your images. But before you add your images, I want to tell you that you can use your phone to add your images. You don't have to say we're on a desktop right now. So you can come back to that later. So you'll first notice that it pulls in the title automatically. When you click sell one like this, it'll bring their title in. So you can take a look at their title. You can actually add more to it if needed. eBay allows 80 characters. You can adjust what's needed. And by knowing what to adjust is based on your research. So like, if it was a trucker hat, we know we want snapback in there, and we want cap and hat in there both. So we would go through and adjust the words accordingly. If you want to switch it to the classic view, you would go to the top and then click on the right, and then it'll show you, it's a more like kind of advanced way to list. And they give you a few more options. So no matter which way you list, you have both of these choices. It also is going to bring in the title. And again, you can adjust it. This is called the new listing. This is I call it the old school. This is the old school listing form. But you'll notice at the top right corner, you can switch back to the other one as well. No matter which one you use, they're basically going to have the same thing. But the simple form actually gives you a simpler format, and it brings in more information for you. So it'll bring in the item specifics. Now, you're going to hear a lot about item specifics when you get started on eBay because it's super duper important. You want to do everything that you can that eBay recommends to help increase your odds for more sales. So item specifics, the color, the brand, the date of creation, the country that it was made in, and all of these things are very important. So you want to fill in as many as you can. Also, what category is it in? I saw a lady one day, she, as a consultant, she contacted me, oh, my sales are slow. So I went in and I took a look, and she was selling cowboy boots, which generally sell pretty well, but she had them in the category of hospital scrubs. So sometimes you just want to take a look at what category that you're listing your items in, and that can make a difference as well. And then when you scroll down, you'll see there's a condition. Now, first you'll see variations. Variations, what does that mean? It basically means if you have item that has different variations. So like say I have six dresses, and one's red, one's blue, or one small, medium, large, but they're all the same style. So I could make one listing, and then I could create variations so that when a person comes along, they can see a drop-down box and pick and choose which one they want. And it saves you time in the end, and it also is, then you only have one listing, and it just makes it a lot easier to use variations as needed. And then your condition, this is where you would put in if it has any flaws or anything going on with it. If you have, if your like rug has a stain on it or something has a little bit of a chip in it, you want to make sure you put that in your condition box, because if your customer comes back and complains that you didn't tell them and it's clearly there in your condition box, then eBay will protect you from any chargebacks. All right, now this is your description box, and it's pretty straightforward. Describe your item. Now the thing is, when you describe your item, there's nothing worse when you come to a description box and it goes on and on and on and on and on. And you know, I only ship on Tuesday because grandma comes on Wednesday and blah, blah, blah. So we don't need to know all this kind of information. Just describe your item. Now you'll also notice that it'll have an HTML view. Now don't worry, you don't need to know code or anything like that, but it gives you the opportunity to highlight, make some things bold. And what I like to do is create some custom templates. Now in this section, eBay allows you up to 10 custom templates, and you can have them already pre-made, which saves me a ton of time. It's all about saving time. Time is money. So you'll notice when you click on that, you'll have the option to create a new one, or edit an existing one. You can change them all the time. Right now I have one for ads because I've been listing a lot of, I bought a antique, like a 1940s magazine, and the magazine's worthless, but the ads inside are worth money. So I started listing the ads on eBay, $30, $40 a piece. So I made a little template for ads. And then I have a template that just says anything goes. And beauty products, clothing, marbles. I've been selling a lot of marbles lately. Anyhow, then you can insert it or you can manage it. And if you insert it, so now all I have to do is copy my title and I paste it in there. I copy the condition and I paste it in there. And then I just stick with photo show all from a smoke-free home. And then I advertise my Power Selling Mom consignment. So that's already pre-made for me. And it makes my life a lot easier to just boom, boom, boom. And I can list a little bit quicker when I'm, listing this way. Then we go down to pricing, and this is where eBay is actually going to step up, and they're probably going to make some recommendations for you on how to price your item. So you can take it or leave it, but basically you're going to know how to price your item based on your research. So you're going to have an idea of how you're going to price that. And then when you scroll down some more, eBay is also going to make suggestions to you about shipping. Like most people charge this much for shipping or this much. And again, getting started, I should have said at the beginning, you are going to need a shipping scale to get started so that you can put items on your scale. I know a great place you can pick up scales. Yes, eBay. When you shop on eBay, you can adjust that to lowest price first and take a look at digital shipping scales. And you'll see all kinds of great deals. So then you're going to weigh your item and you're going to put in the weight and the measurements. And I also have standard flat rate shipping prices because I just know how much I want to charge. You also are going to have a handling time. And if you have 1 day handling, you want to make sure that you can ship within 1 day. There's a great advantage to having 1 day handling because eBay will actually give you a bigger boost in search. Now, I personally haven't been able to do 1 day handling because I've been traveling and got babies and grandbabies. And so I have to do 3 day handling. So I kind of, miss out on the extra boost. But if I choose 1 day handling and then I don't ship within that 1 day, you get a strike on your account if you don't live up to what you're advertising. So you want to make sure that if you choose that, you can do it. And also you'll see an option for global shipping. Say yes to global shipping, opt into global shipping. And I know some of you are going, I'm not going to ship global. But it's super easy because you're going to ship it. The global shipping program means that we ship it to Kentucky, which is actually a fulfillment center by eBay that eBay owns. So we're going to ship it there, and then eBay's going to ship it for us to whatever country it's in. And then if you're okay with it, you can also have shipping international through eBay as well. And again, eBay is going to adjust the price for you, and the customs and all of that information is going to be included. Now the payments, now we all know, maybe some of you don't, but eBay doesn't accept PayPal anymore. So eBay has what's called managed payments. And when you set up your eBay account as a seller, they're going to actually ask you for your bank account information. So don't be afraid when you put in your bank account information, then when you make sales, that money is going to go directly into your bank. Now, what I love about that versus PayPal, when it used to go into PayPal, I'd have to transfer funds, and now there's no nonsense. It goes right into my bank account, and I know how much money I have. What else I love about it is eBay takes the fees for the sale out of that direct deposit. So it's nice that at the end of the month, I don't owe eBay a bunch of money. So it's all getting paid for as we go along. So I'm really happy with this new paying system. And then they also have a promoted listing. You can actually pay a little fee and promote your listing. I just promoted a newspaper the other day and I just sold it. So I was pretty happy about that. And also you do want to accept returns. 30-day returns also gives you a little bit more of a boost. If you say no returns, the only exception to that rule when I say no returns is when it's an electronic or some kind of an item like that. And then the last thing is you can also donate a percentage of your item to charity if you'd like. And then that's the basic listing form, no matter which style. Those are the basic questions and the process. And then now you have the choice to list it, save it for later, or preview. So what I recommend is you click on Save It for Later, and then you can come back to it on your smartphone. So when you go to the eBay app on your smartphone, you would simply go to Selling. And when you go to Selling, I don't know if you can see this, but you would go to Selling, and then you can scroll down. There's what's called Drafts. And then when you see the drafts, all of the things that you clicked on Save for Later are now in your draft folder. So all you do is pull it up and take pictures and add the photos. And then you can save it as a draft again from your phone if you like, and then come back to your computer if you like, or you can list it directly from your phone. So you have options there. eBay Mobile is going to be your best friend. Excuse me. So the sweetest sound in the world is when you get an alert on your phone that says ka-ching. So it'll be like a cash register, and it'll let you know that you sold something on eBay. And you can also use your phone for research. Now on the phone, there, if you go to your eBay account and you go to search, there's a little camera at the right of the search bar. And if you click on that camera, you can actually scan barcodes. You can also take pictures of things and search eBay that way. And it's amazing. I love it. I do it a lot in like Ross. If you go to Ross and you go to the wall or in the back where they've got clearance, or Bell's Outlet, if anybody's from Florida, and you can scan barcodes, Walmart, Target, they all have clearance racks. So if you go to the clearance area and you start scanning those barcodes, and it'll show you the current listings. And if there's a ton of them, then you probably don't want to get mixed up with it. But if there's only a few of them, you can also adjust it to sold. And now you can take a look at what they've been selling for, take a look at what the asking price is, and you can actually click on sell one like this right while you're in Walmart or wherever you are. I've done that and listed DVDs and CDs right while I was in waiting line to check out in Walmart. So that's always an option. And just don't forget, you do sell one like this, and you can take and add your photos. You can even add your photos while the item's in your shopping cart. And you can also print your labels from your phone. I had a lady that attended one of my eBay workshops in Gainesville, Florida, and she was 86 years young, and she had a smartphone that her friends, that her kids had given her, and she was killing it on eBay. She's never had a computer, and she was listing and printing her labels right from her phone. So if you have a smartphone, it'll be your best friend, and you can have a printer that does what's that called? Bluetooth. And then you can print right directly from your phone. And then save as draft. And then of course you can shop a lot on your phone. Shop till you drop. Now there are some fees on eBay, and the standard selling fees are typically 10% of the total sale price as a final value fee, and 35 cents for listing the item. Sellers registered and listed on eBay receive 50 free insertion fee credits a month. So every 30 days, you're going to be able to list 50 items for free. And store subscriptions can also provide additional insertion fee credits monthly. Now, I don't usually recommend when you first get started to open up a store unless you're already a niche seller or you have a brand that you're trying to market or promote. Then a store will complement what you're trying to do. And I'm happy to, shoot me an email if you have questions about opening a store. But generally, I don't recommend a store when you're just getting started. So once the item sells, this could be how you would feel. Because sometimes people are afraid of shipping. So I'm here today to tell you, do not be afraid. Fear not. You should not be afraid of shipping. It's not as hard as you think. And once you get a little system, you'll be surprised at how easy it is. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to USPS.com and create an account. It's free. It's totally free. And then you can go to the priority mail section and you can order some free boxes. They'll ship them to your house for free and you'll have them. So I always recommend you go in and pick out a few. And then once you have all of these boxes, then it'll help you going forward with what kind of boxes you're going to ship your items in, and it'll make life easier when it comes to printing labels. You'll know, if you have all of the boxes, you'll know which options that you have to save on shipping. So once your item sells, your dashboard is actually going to come up on your computer, and it'll say sold, or on your phone. And it'll say after you hear the ka-ching that you've sold an item. And so now you're going to see your dashboard. This is from my actual dashboard of a few items that I sold. And then I just simply log in and I click on Purchase Shipping Label. And when you click that, of course, I've blocked out the buyer's address. I didn't want to show everybody the address. And this was a dress that I sold for $600. And I just have to put in the weight, the measurements, and then it will calculate how much shipping is. So now it's going to show you how much shipping is on FedEx, UPS, USPS, and then eBay, if eBay has a shipping service internationally. And it's going to show me all of these options. And so I can go down and pick and choose which ones will be the best deal for me to ship my item. Now, my customer picked first class, but of course I'm going to ship it priority mail, and I'm going to insure that $600 dress. And if I scroll down, it'll show me that I can add additional insurance. I can add signature if I want them to sign for the item and all of that. So I can have choices if I want to add all that. And I can also choose, if I can't ship it today, I can print my label with a date of tomorrow, and I can ship it so that I can get my label ready today if needed. And then after you go through and you pick out what you need, I'm picking out insurance, and I chose, there's what's called ship cover insurance, which generally is a little bit cheaper than the United States Postal Service insurance. So you have choices though. You can pick either one, and then it'll tell you that insurance is $8.87 on a $600 item. And then it'll show you if I can either print my label or I can do a QR code. That's something new that I personally have not used, but I have met with other people that love it. They just take that QR code to the post office and then they get their label printed out. Also, you can pay for your label through your pending payouts, or you can pay it through PayPal. So eBay still does allow that to take place if you have money in PayPal or a credit card or an account on file at PayPal. All right, so you can see shipping for the $600 insured dress is $20.21. And then I would just set up my my payments, and then now I would say my label, it says my label's ready to print, and I just click on print label. And it automatically brings in a tracking number. It has my address, their address in Portland, Oregon, and I click on print label. And now it'll show me the label, and it'll all be pre-filled. And then sometimes you have to adjust the paper size. If it's an 8.5 by 11 on a regular printer, or if it's a Dymo printer, it's 6 by 4, or whatever kind of printer that you're using, you would just simply adjust that to fit. And then once your label's ready, you just put it on the package. Now, if something comes up and you think, wait a minute, my label didn't print right, or you need to adjust something, you would return to your seller hub, which is basically your dashboard on eBay. And when you go to your seller hub, you'll see there's a place that says orders. And when you click on that, there's a drop down. All orders awaiting payment, awaiting shipment, paid and shipped, cancellations, returns, requests and disputes, shipping labels. So if you click on shipping labels, now we can go take a look at all of the labels that you shipped. And in this area, you can review the labels. And if you need to change something, you need to void a label. And sometimes it's happened to me a few times where I forgot to put something in the package, like they ordered a cookie jar and I forgot the lid, or actually it was a teapot and I didn't put the lid on it, and now it's going to weigh more. So I have to void this label and repackage it and then print a new label. So you can do all that from here. There's a drop-down box under Actions, and you can reprint the label, you can print another label, you can avoid it. You can also print a packaging slip. Personally, I don't put packaging slips in my packages. I know some people prefer to, that's up to you. I just don't like to waste ink and trees. So now, when you scroll down more, you can also, off to the side, like say, it'll show you the ones that have already been delivered. So like say somebody contacts you and they say, hey, I haven't gotten my item. So now you can come in and take a look at all of the items that you shipped, and you can click on delivered, and there's the tracking number. And you can look at the tracking number and it'll have the breakdown for you. It'll say, you know, if it was in transit still, or if it was delivered, where it was at, out for delivery. And it was delivered and it was left on their front porch in Syracuse, New York. So you have all of that information. So bottom line, you want to create a system that works for you. And repeat what works. Follow success, sell one like this, and then set goals for yourself. Say, I'm going to challenge myself, even if it's as simple as putting 3 items in draft, doing that whole process and then putting in your draft. Maybe you're not ready to go live yet. That's okay. You can save them for later and you can list them when you're ready. But you want to have goals. So like say I'm going to list 5 items today. I'm going to list my little system. I list on weekends, and then I do a lot of WorthPoint work during the week, and I list on weekends. And so I'll try to list at least 20 items before lunch, and then I'll try to list 50 items, 30 items before I go to bed. And so I just have all of this set up, and then I'll have my items lined up that I'm going to list. As a consignment seller, whoever sent their items to me, I keep them in order. And of course, the higher end items move to the front of the line, but I do have a system. So you'll come up with your very own system. You want to stay organized. Inventory, there's all kinds of ways. There's a lot of YouTube videos on storage and how you can categorize your items for inventory. Personally, I do a lot of clothing, so I have a lot of clothes racks. We have a guest house, so I have clothes racks all throughout my guest house. And then I also have tubs in the garage that are numbered. And so when I list something, I put it in the tub, I'll put it number 5. And then when I sell it, I know to go to number 5 to get that item. So you'll come up with your own system. And then you want to keep your shipping supplies neat and tidy so that you have everything ready when needed. Update your apps on your phone, whichever apps you're using, keep them up to date. And then be sure to adjust the alerts so that you get an alert on your phone when you get a sale, because you don't want to miss it. Few final words. Shipping scale. You're going to need a shipping scale and you're going to need a printer. You want to join USPS.com and order some shipping supplies. Research before you list. I can't stress that enough. It's not like back in the day I could put a Beanie Baby on and make $1,000. I miss those days, but it would be realistic if I put a Beanie Baby on and asked $1,000, because I used to sell them for that. So, you know, research is so important. 80 characters. Use all of the words in your title and stick with those keywords that you discovered that worked for other successful sellers. You can have up to 12 photos on your listing, so take advantage of that. Every photo is like bait on the hook. So every photo you want crisp and clear and easy to see, appealing to the eye. Don't forget about item specifics. That's so important. So anything that helps increase your odds for a sale is in the item specifics area. You want your description clear and just describe the item. You know, don't tell me any more details about your life, just describe the item. Free shipping. If you notice that people were successful with free shipping, now we all know everything's not free. So you kind of have to, you know, add that in there to your price. Now a trucker hat is not going to cost much to ship. So you could do free shipping, and if you have it listed, say for $25, you could now list it for $30 free shipping. Or if you have something really heavy, you want to choose what's called calculated shipping. So that basically means that you're going to put in the weight and the measurements. You've got your box ready, so you've got the measurements and the exact weight of the item, and then choose calculated. So then that means no matter where they live, anywhere in the world, the price is going to show to them how much shipping is. So you don't have to stress about that. Global shipping, say yes to the global shipping program, and compare shipping prices before you print your label. Make sure you check FedEx and USPS and check all of them and see which one's going to save you the most amount of money. Packaging, I actually do other webinars on packaging and shipping, but just to give you a quick idea, if you're going to have fragile items, make sure that you use big bubbles, not little bubbles. Big bubbles are much more protective, and like for those coffee mugs or fragile items, and double box. So like a coffee mug or a figurine, I would have a big bubbles around it, and then I would roll cardboard around that and then make a cylinder and put that inside another box and then have more bubble or popcorn inside so that your item is never touching the walls. And feedback. Leave feedback for your buyers, and they've done their job, they've paid you, so they've deserved to have feedback. Everybody has their own opinion on feedback. My husband won't leave feedback for you till you leave feedback for him. So it's up to you how, you know, there's no strict rule on feedback. It's just be fair. And bottom line is have fun. It's fun to sell on eBay. I love it. I can't imagine, no matter how much money I make, I can't imagine not selling on eBay because I just love to list. Now I'll admit, I've kind of changed since last August. I've started to venture out in the world, and I've listed on a few other platforms. And thanks to a company or a website that I discovered called List Perfectly, and I'm going to have more webinars and information about that later to list on all these other websites. So for now, just learn eBay and get familiar with the process there, because there's lots of other opportunities down the road. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm gonna answer questions in the question box. So if you have any, go ahead and type them in. And you can email me if you have to run. It's powersellingmom@gmail.com. And find me on Instagram, my name, all of them, I have my name except for Twitter, it's Power Selling Mom. And on Facebook, I have the number 1. And flip it or skip it, no matter which podcast player that you use, do a search, flip it or skip it. And Wayne Jordan is my partner in crime, and we enjoy every Wednesday, we have a new podcast come out on selling and flipping items online. So it's a lot of fun. And then, of course, if you're gonna research on WorthPoint, type in researchasking.com, and that'll take you to WorthPoint. You can look up 7 items or 7 days, whichever comes first. So you take it out for a free trial. And stop by Power Selling Mom. I have the transcripts for Flip It or Skip It on my website. If you prefer to read instead of listen, then you might want to visit powersellingmom.com. And also, I have a lot of information on my website about consignment and everything else. So that's about it. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to go to questions, and I actually don't see any. All right. What is the difference between the 3 different level memberships for researching items at WorthPoint? Okay, let me get out of my, see up at the top, it says try it for free. All right, so then here's the breakdown. So the Worthopedia is the price guide where you can look up stuff. You can type in and look up, and that's $23.99 a month. Or you can save, of course, if you do the annual. Some people only need that, while others want to take it a step further and look up the marks in the library, and that's $22.99 a month. Or if you want all access, then you get all of it together instead of, so it's a combination of the Worthopedia and the marks in library. So it's a combination of everything, and that's $39.99 a month. So let me show you the difference. The library is like my best friend, and like they have over thousands of books, and as we speak, there's more being added. So as an example, I had a client ship me a bunch of marbles. I couldn't identify them. I couldn't figure them out. And so the library had all of these marble books. So I was able to go in here and take a look. When you go to a book in the library, you can look at the table of contents. You can go through it all. And of course, I'm not signed in now. And once you're in, you can read the book. So it'll actually bring up the pictures that you need. You can zoom in. You can print it out if you need to. You can go through and research and look up the things that you need. So this was so helpful for me. I just sold a marble the other day. I sold one for $200 and I sold one for $150. And I've got 2 in there that people haven't paid me for yet. But anyhow, this helped me a lot. And I do use the library a lot. And then you've got the dictionary, and the dictionary has unbelievable amount of information that WorthPoint has, I don't know, 50 plus writers that are adding pages, and they're professional writers in each category. So like ceramics, for example, you can go in here and narrow it down to a category of ceramics and say we go to this one, Abington pottery, and it'll go through all of this information. That's just, if you want a good education, this is the place to go, because you just learn so much. And it'll tell you the marks, and then you can take the marks even deeper. You can search the database for those marks in the maps area, and then it'll go through and show you all of the marks. And then say if I had this one, for example, on a piece of pottery, then it was like, okay, I can add this information. It was from 1868. Now I've got a date. I know which country it was made in. I know where it was from. I can also go even deeper and learn more about the company name. I can look at all the marks that are from that company. So, you know, it just goes on and on. So I hope that helped, because so there's way more to WorthPoint than just the price guide. May I get on a mailing list to know when your upcoming webinars? Sure, Carrie. I will definitely add you guys to the web. I call it the webinar waiting list, and I will definitely add you to that. Currently, my shipping costs are being deducted from my PayPal account. Can I have shipping deducted from the same account? Yes. So remember when I was showing you that printout, you can actually choose that at the bottom, or before you print your label. Next time you're going to print a label, look just below it, and there's actually a couple little boxes there that say eBay or your payments. Okay, I think I got everything. Okay, so that's about it for this presentation. If you guys have any more questions, you can always email me, or you can stop by my eBay store. You can find me on eBay. My eBay ID is Danna, D-A-N-N-A, so I'm easy to find. And I haven't been selling a lot lately, but this is what it looks like when you'll know you're at my eBay store. Oh, this is that variations one. I did a lot. I had some I like Nutrisystem diet plan, and they send me some food I don't like. And so all the food that they sent me, you can see I sold it all. When you look at this drop-down box, this is a variations listing. So I had all the different kinds of Nutrisystem food in there. And you can see I sold them all except for the black bean bowl there. If anybody wants one, it's my last one. And I just, I didn't make any money on them. I was just like, breaking even or whatever, just to help move them. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I'm Danna Crawford, and I hope to see you again sometime. Happy eBay selling. Bye.